even when you do though, even when you ask the question, they lie to your face. They lie to your face. You'll say, "Is anything happening?" No, I promise you.
Of course
no.
they're gonna lie.
They lie. So even if you sit down and say, "Okay, let's have this," I mean, which I did, have this conversation. It's a lie, and I know a lot of women that have been in that situation. So I'm sure men. I just don't obviously chat to men about.
Did you ask him to go through his phone? Did you say, "Give me the phone, I want to look through everything"?
No, I didn't. I trusted what he was saying, and then I went through his phone.
My mother said I shouldn't, with Sarah and Michaela.
Hi everyone, welcome back to My Mother Said I Shouldn't with me, Sarah and Michaela. Hey, Kate.
Hello.
We are sponsored by Roll Pictures. Cal is here with us today, our producer. Cal.
Hello.
And today it is Kay's turn to talk about, well, to bring up the subject. So I'm handing it over to you.
Okay, so my mother said I shouldn't be in love with two people at the same time.
How can you love two people at the same time?
I don't know, I've not done it.
Right.
That's the end of the episode. Thanks for joining us.
And cut. Kay is divorced. Right. I think you could, right. So my ex asked me this question when he was drunk one time. I don't know if I ever told you this.
No.
Yeah. Do you remember
Which ex?
I can't name it, but the one that was the second boyfriend. I don't want to put any names out there.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Let's call him Josh.
Josh.
Good luck remembering that.
Got you.
Josh.
Right.
So anyway, so he drunkenly asked me if he thought you could be in love with two people at the same time.
What did you say?
I suppose you can, but it wouldn't be very nice. So, I mean, we ended, a year after that. So
A year?
I was going to say, it was about a year. So yeah, I remember him saying it and I just thought, what does that mean? And he was really, really drunk. And I just thought, are you in love with the person that you've cheated on? I don't understand.
Did this question come out of nowhere, or were you just talking about hypothetical things in general?
It sounded like a bit of a setup.
Do you know what I mean?
It came out of nowhere. No,
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like that come out of nowhere, and you were drunk as well?
I wasn't that drunk, no. He'd been out.
You wasn't that drunk.
Oh, so you'd had a couple of drinks, he'd been out, and then he asked you that question, and straight away I bet your head was going, who else do you love?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, because obviously it'd been, in the past he'd cheated. So that's what I was like.
And did you know he cheated at this point?
Yeah, I knew about it.
Wait, so he cheated and then asked you this question?
Oh no, and you
Yeah.
stayed with him for a year?
I was faked up then, man.
No.
No, but you do. That's what I'm
weren't
saying. You stay. That's what I'm saying. You stay in situations that you just can never imagine yourself staying in. But also because I asked him when he was sober, and he was like, "Well, that's ridiculous. That's not what I meant." And then it's just the whole psychological game. I'm like, if you love two people, just actually have that conversation. But yeah, he said that, and then he convinced me otherwise afterwards.
I guess I'm thinking then though, maybe if he was worried about that, but he didn't want to let you go. That's, it's clearly playing on his mind.
Or he was looking for backups?
What do you mean?
So is this ex of yours, would you say they're on the sort of the ADHD kind of level?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right, okay. So it's a common psychological trait in ADD, ADHDs in men
See.
that out of fear of whatever, there's a fear based around the relationship where it might suddenly end. And so it's subconsciously, or even consciously, they're looking for a backup, something to immediately
And
go
also,
to.
Dopamine hits, right?
Yep, that's that.
Dopamine hits because when you get with a new person, you've got loads of dopamine, you've got loads of acetylcholine, is that what it is? Norepinephrine. That's the one.
Oh, well done.
Norepinephrine. You get loads of that. You get loads of oxytocin, all the good hormones, right? Going up as you start a new relationship. So if you're in a relationship with someone and it's got a little bit like long-term, a little bit more that long-term love, then potentially if you've got ADHD, I don't know, I have ADHD, you might want that kind of excitement back in again.
Well, and it was quite interesting because he always was like worried that it was going to end. So it would make sense that he was looking for that person to back up that if I left, then he had someone.
That sounds like more of like insecurity though, doesn't it there? That's
Yeah.
a self-esteem issue.
Major insecurity.
So it's almost like he was thinking, this is too good to be true, or, I love this girl, I don't want it to end. You go, babe. Right? I'd think it if I was with you.
Oh, thanks, babe.
I would.
She loves me. She does.
Yeah, and so that was kind of like influencing him. Maybe I don't know. It's an interesting one. But I have some facts.
Okay, bring it. I want to know if anybody else has said this to anyone else.
So in a US survey, about 33% of adults reported having been involved in a love triangle.
Did you say 33%?
33% in a love triangle. 33%.
But then here's my question though. A love triangle.
Isn't everyone aware of each other in
I was going to say, is everyone aware of that?
I don't think so, no.
I bet you someone's unaware.
Someone's unaware.
There's a third person and they're unaware.
10 to 11% of adults in the US have engaged in polyamory.
Really?
Romantic or sexual relationships with more than one partner simultaneously at some point.
Have you ever been with a polyamorous man? That you know of, anyway.
Not that I know of. No. I mean, I've never been in love with two people at once. I've been in love with one person and then fancied other people.
That's not love though, right?
No.
But that's normal, innit? Because you see...
What's the difference between fancying someone and finding someone attractive?
But fancy... Yeah, but that's the same thing, isn't it?
I'd say it's the
Finding someone
same thing, yeah.
But love, being
Yeah.
in love with someone, it's like that's an
See,
emotional attachment.
I find fancying is more like I can see myself wanting to move things with that person. Finding someone attractive is like, yeah, you're hot. Very different for me, so it's not the same. So being
That
in a
makes
relationship and being in love with someone and then fancying someone, I've got some red flags going up in my head if I'm feeling that way. Like, I've never been like that with Tom. Like, I've never fancied anyone with Tom. Never looked at someone and been like, "Arr."
So it's like you can look at people and say, I appreciate that you're good looking. Like, obviously, like anybody, you can look at magazines and think, oh, there's a good looking person in that jumper. You know what I mean?
In that jumper.
Like, you know, the fashion magazines and stuff. But obviously,
It's all about the jumper.
it's all about the jumper.
Right, true story here.
The
So
colour of the jumper.
Jules and I went to Cape Verde a few years ago, and we'd been there for 3 days, and I just turned around with a little bit of risk of all, but I thought I had to finally say it and said to Jules, Julia, have you realised that every single person who works at this hotel, even down to the cleaner, is hot as hell? And she just turned to me and went, I know, right? And so we both appreciated, without fancying anyone, how attractive everyone at this worked at this hotel was.
Yeah, I think that's normal.
Right?
I think that's healthy because you do that with Tom, don't you? Because you and Tom, you're very much like, yeah, that's a good looking girl. Like,
Tom doesn't do it so much.
because you've said that, isn't it? He does. He's like, no,
But
but
I don't
you-
mind if I actually find it. I think it's so if I see a hot girl on the TV and I'm like, God, she's fit, and he's like, he starts like getting really like, oh no, she's just said something, I could get in crap here. Like he's like wanting the ground to swat. He thinks that I'm setting him up, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, and then he's like, oh, well, she's all right, and I'm like, Tom, you can say it. It doesn't offend me, you know. God knows what else men do when you're not around. Do you know what I mean? Like with the PORN.
Well-
so, and not just men, women. And that's a similar thing, isn't it? You being, I suppose, finding other people sexy in that way, and then you're actually doing something with it.
Well, there was a thing that I watched scrolling TikTok, because that's quite addictive, by the way. And TikTok's quite addictive. Anyway, I scrolled it, and this girl set up a boyfriend, and this good-looking girl, she sat in a car, and she had the camera on him from the car, with a good-looking girl went up to him and started chatting him up. And then he asked for her number and everything, and she was sat in the car like...
Was that set up, though? Sometimes they're fake.
Well, I don't know. She looked pretty
TikTok.
genuine.
It's probably
She
rage
looks pretty
bait if it's on
genuine.
TikTok, but
Yeah.
I get, yeah.
But
But
I
still,
have heard of people doing
I was
that.
going to say, what do you think? What do you think about that? Is that actually a thing that I don't really know how I feel about that? If you're having to do that, you don't obviously trust your partner. But
Then
do
I
you know what
wouldn't be with that partner if I would. There's no way I'd be paying someone to try and pull my partner just to prove to me that partner is not trustworthy and all my instincts were correct in the first place. I'm out of pocket and I've lost the love of my life.
But also,
Fuming.
maybe though, do you know when sometimes you just need that evidence? Because that was my last one. I needed, actually that's a lie, I'd already walked away anyway, but just to have that evidence would have made it so much easier. To actually see it and be like, there's my evidence because they've been lying to me. Because they're good, like people can be good liars, boys and girls, men and women. But there's a lot, like when they're lying so good, you're just like, God, I just need evidence to be like, just prove
Is
myself.
the lying that
boom.
good? Or is the feelings getting in the way?
The lions are quite good. Oh my God, the lie is quite... how quick you can come up with a lie is quite scary. Like
Really?
a realistic lie.
There's another part of it though, isn't there? It's like the lie's good and the feelings, and what you want to believe and what you want to see as true, and you hold them in the highest regard, don't you? Your partner.
Yeah.
Well, most of us do. Yeah. Some people might not. I don't know.
But I still don't think I'd go as far as, obviously, I wouldn't go as far as hiring someone to go and chat to my boyfriend. Would I? No, not anymore. Not at this, ever. I wouldn't waste my money.
I would ask
I'd rather go buy myself something
I'm
nice.
not even joking. If I thought he was cheating on me, I would sit him down. This is probably why he's scared of me. And I'd look him in the eye and I'd go, Tom, give me your phone now. And I'd get him to give me his phone and I would check everything in front of him. There would be no sneaking around, no pretending. And then afterwards I'd tell him why.
Oh, I mean, you could make that so much worse. You'd sit him down and say, Tom, is there something you want to tell me? Yeah, and then
I know.
then make
So
him
tell me.
Scare the living crap out of him, right?
Which is a healthier way, though, to actually sit down and be like, come on, let's have this conversation. I'm feeling there's something happening here. What's going on? Let's just be honest with each other.
Be so scared, like you would be, even bringing that conversation up, and then you've got to admit that you're feeling a little bit insecure, which straight away makes you feel a little bit like an idiot, doesn't it? No one likes to share openly their insecurities because we all see them as like something to be ashamed of, right?
But even when you do, though, even when you ask the question, they lie to your face. They lie to your face. You'll say, is anything happening? No, I promise you.
Of course
no.
they're gonna lie.
They lie. So even if you sit down and say, okay, let's have this, which I did, have this conversation, it's a lie. And I know a lot of women that have been in that situation. So I'm sure men, I just don't obviously chat to men about.
Did you ask him to go through his phone? Did you say, give me your phone, I want to look through everything?
No, I didn't. I trusted what he was saying. And then I went through his phone. The time I went through his phone and I found it all and I was like, ooh, I should have done this earlier. This would have saved me a lot of time.
But you gave him the benefit of the doubt.
I gave him the benefit, because trust, right? You want to trust. You want to be like, okay, I'm going to give you the trust. That's fine. My goodness. Anyway, right. So what the subject?
Loving two people.
Loving two people.
So I think it's clear that, I mean, I've thought about it because I remember you went on a date with a guy that was a polygamous, right? And you told me about it. And I remember thinking that wouldn't be such a bad thing. And then I started to really think about it. And then I thought I might get jealous. I think I would get jealous, majorly jealous, yeah. I wouldn't like that.
I'm loving someone else at the same time and knowing about it.
No.
No chance.
All right, so how do you view like Mormons then?
Mormons?
Yes, because Mormons have multiple wives.
Oh.
And different people in different cultures, right?
Yeah, right.
Have multiple, but I suppose they have multiple wives. But women, we just get one. We've been done.
Yeah, what happens in the Mormon culture then? Is it just the man that gets loads of wives?
Yeah, basically.
Well, so then I don't agree with that.
I mean,
if he's getting more wives than I will.
Why is he getting more wives?
Well,
and we can't get husbands. Well, I'm not Mormon, but why do we get, like, do you know what I mean? That's
can we
terrible.
honestly say that? I mean, I can't personally, as a man,
religious
say
stuff,
it.
isn't it, as well?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't personally say I understand this, but I can't understand or even conceptualize how to love multiple people in that same way.
It's the love, isn't it? It's the love, and I think that's the thing that distinguishes it. Regardless of like the sexual attraction that you might have from someone else, do you love them? But people do, and people who have like multiple marriages do. And I know one guy who is in a very loving relationship, and he has owned up to me to say that he has really struggled with fidelity in the past, and he's actually been in love with more than one person, with his wife and other people, and she has known, and she's basically said, as long as you don't leave any grains of evidence, we're fine. I don't want to know about it. So he's opened up to her and told her that he's got like this addiction to like spreading his seed, so to speak.
So he isn't describing love; he's describing an addiction.
He is, yeah. But with some of the women that he slept with, he's actually fell in love with. He's fell for.
That must be so hard. One, for the partner. And it also must be hard for, I mean, that's not, imagine actually loving two people at the same time. That must be really tricky. How do you get yourself in that situation?
He was in so much pain when he told me. Like, you know when you can see it in someone's eyes that he hates, it was like he hates himself for it. Like, genuinely hates himself for it.
That sounds like an addiction then.
So much, yeah. Yeah, and it was so sad the way he was speaking about it. Really sad.
And by the fair play to the wife who said, you know, okay, just I don't want to see any evidence, and if that's a thing that you've got, then I love you enough to.
Well, they say that in the polygamous studies, and when they've done the researches into whether they're happier or not, people who have multiple relationships, as long as the rules are set in stone at the start, they are equally as happy. On the studies that have been done, because the rules have been set from the start.
There's no betrayal.
There's no betrayal. So I guess he's not betraying her because she's put the rules into play.
I mean, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd genuinely just, I'd be too jealous. I just wouldn't, or I'd just be heartbroken that they loved someone else, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Would you be all right?
I'm not good with giving my humans time away.
Yeah. Right? I'm like, I want you with me every night.
I like him to be with me every night.
Yeah.
Not every night, like if he's away with the lads
Well,
or whatever.
yeah.
But like, when would I, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we don't get a lot of free time as a human race now, do we? Especially if you're a business owner, you're here, there, you're everywhere. So in the bits of spare time that I've got, I like to spend that with Tom. And if Tom was like, oh, I'm off to go and see.
Can you imagine?
I'd
And
be
also,
heartbroken.
imagine seeing a receipt for a gift. You think, oh, who's getting that? Am I getting that for Christmas? Or is that the other one? You know, if you didn't get it,
that just reminded me of Love Actually.
I think that's where it came from. But that would just be so sad. I mean, obviously, people, it works. You've got different religions that are doing it. It clearly is working, and the women in the relationships are obviously happy. They're staying in them, and
I think women are initiating these types of relationships now as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we're getting it
Got
wrong.
lots of well, you'd have to try it to know, wouldn't you?
Is this off the back of things like it's uncool to have a boyfriend?
Is it? No,
you said that last time,
uncool?
didn't
I
you?
did, but is it? What do you mean? Do you think it'd be off the back of that though? How do
I
you mean?
don't think it's off the back of that. I think we're just potentially coming into a society where women are seeing men do certain things and women are going, well, why not? I'm going to give that a go as well. And let's see if that works.
Oh, so wait a minute. The women are doing it. I thought you said the women are like pushing it forward, so the guys do it. But you're saying the women are wanting to have
women
more.
are wanting it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I could love two people at the same time. I genuinely don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could either. I don't think it's in me to do that.
But then I wonder if it is like a
Male, female
biological thing then.
With
in
men
a male,
spreading,
to spread their seed. Because there are some
thing. They're
men that are
spreading
more inclined
seeds,
to it.
but like love.
They're falling in love at the same time.
I don't know why, but I've gone to penguins.
Oh.
I know, and they only love that one person. And have you seen the little
penguin didn't do
the
it.
new penguin Disney? Is it Disney or Pixar? It's on Netflix anyway. I watched it thinking I was going to learn about penguins, but it's like it's a real penguin, a real penguin being filmed. Documentary aimed for kids, and they give it a little voice, and you watch this little penguin nearly get eaten by seals. By the way, it's quite traumatizing for a child. I was like, no, I can't watch.
Listen,
Right?
do you know how David Attenborough goes out though? Well, I don't think he's going out anymore, but the camera crew go out and you have to film these animals. And when you see the babies going, like they're getting preyed on, would you be able to sit there and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to watch this happen? I think I'd be down there dragging the baby away. They'd be like, no, we need the content. Absolutely no chance. I'm saving that baby lion. Get me in there.
Circle of life. Though,
They're not
isn't it?
allowed to interfere.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They've broken
I
that
couldn't
rule
do it.
a few times, though. Actually, and on a documentary, I know we're sidetracking slightly, but there was a really sad documentary about penguins, and there was 150 of them trapped in a blizzard in like a crater, and the film crew knew that they were all going to die, parents,
awful.
babies, and everything. So they broke the rules and they saved them. They dug a trench and managed to save them all around. I just throw it in there because it's a feel-good thing.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, right.
Especially when it's a whole
Would.
colony of penguins. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, exactly. And you got to think about it. You know, you're denying that seal its lunch, so one's going to suffer. You got to
Yeah,
think about it,
fuck
right?
the seal.
It's not that much of a big lunch though if it's a baby.
No, they have to
I mean,
eat
they're
a
really
lot.
not getting much
They have a
from that
lot.
baby.
Well, you need to watch the documentary. It's absolutely fascinating. It's very, very cute. But they look for the weak ones that are like splashing around and really nervous and stuff, and they go for them. You have to watch it. But penguins,
I don't think I could
obviously
watch this,
love-
babe. I think I could try. That sounds awful.
No, because it's a good ending.
Okay, so
Let's
The
go back to the.
penguins-
Let's go-
the
to go
penguins
back
love-
to
that's the point.
So that's a bonding, isn't it?
So it is a bonding, but I guess I'm wondering how biological is it to fall in love with one person? Is it biological for women and men just to fall in love with? If it feels it to me, it feels like I found my penguin. You know, as corny as that is, but I've had multiple
penguin.
penguins in the past.
Huh?
Yeah,
Right, well, that
Just turned
what do
into
you
an
mean by
analogy.
multiple penguins?
like, so I've had other penguins. You know that I've been in love with.
Not
It's not
actual.
just
Not
the one
actual.
penguin.
Tom, you said Tom felt different, so it's
Tom
like
did
he
feel
was
different,
like
but I didn't know that
good
before
penguin.
Tom.
like the real penguin. The other penguins were like
Not the
stuffed
Aldi
penguins.
penguin, the real
This is a
Cadbury's.
real life documentary penguin that you're talking about there.
He's the well, for now, hopefully he is.
Hopefully.
You never know, do you?
I know.
It's you can't live your life thinking things are certain when they might not be. You know, you just take each day as it comes. But yeah, previously there were other penguins, so I have technically been in love with more than one person in my life,
But not at the same time.
but not at the same time.
But then I feel like you have to fall out of love with that person to actually fall for someone else. Because I think like, how can you, when you're still feeling for someone, it's so hard to give your all to someone new, to allow for that love.
Also, if you're in love with someone, like actually in love with them, then that means surely that they're filling all of your needs. So why would you need to do it?
This is exactly what I was going to think. Say next. Is there something? Is there a need that's? Do you feel taken for granted? Do you not feel heard? What are they giving you that your current relationship isn't? Is it excitement? Is it romance? What is it? Like what is that you're missing? And then maybe that's a signifier, isn't it? But I guess some people would say, well, no, my partner's giving me everything. I just want that twice or 3 times.
Yeah, but then, oh goodness, that would be interesting to ask the people that have done it. Are they missing something? Because what
if they're not? What if they said, I'm not missing anything?
I don't know if I'd believe them, because there's a relationship expert as well. You just reminded me about that. Said that if you are truly in love with someone, you do not want someone else. If you are truly in love with that person, so if they are, what have they went out looking for? Is it the flirtation? Is it the flirting that they see, like that are pulled to first? Oh, that's, as you're saying, that you get used to that
normal,
love.
Right?
So now you're wanting that, the excitement that was there at the beginning of the relationship. So is that actually missing from your current relationship because you're looking for the excitement? And then you fall in love with that, and then you fall in love with the person. If you're giving, you're giving your all to it and getting to know who they actually are. Like,
There'll be people listening to this that goes, no, they give me everything. I have everything. I fancy them. I love them. But I've still got a keen eye elsewhere, and we're both polygamous and both have different relationships with different people where we explore that. What would you say to them?
I mean, I know people that got open relationships.
What's the difference?
Well, it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
An open relationships, and I know people that are in it that have said if they fall in love with someone, then they're not my person. Then they're not my person, and that's people that practice open relationships a lot. Like, so they say if I've got my person, we explore. And if they fall for someone that they're exploring with, then that's fine. They can go because they're not for me. I'm supposed to be we are the main love, and we have fun with other people around that.
Right. So there's like a need for being the significant love interest in these open relationships.
It's like that's where you go back to. That's your home. You go back to your home, but then you go out and have fun with other penguins.
Other penguins?
What would it be? Pigeons.
Pigeons?
Different type of bird.
A different
Because
type
your penguin's the one that you love, right?
Right.
Swans mate for life.
You do. Anyway.
It's an interesting question, and we are wondering what your thoughts are. So let us know. Have you ever been in love with 2 people at once? How did you navigate that? Did you fall in love with someone whilst being with someone else? What are your experiences? Let us know in the comments.
Also, if you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share with friends if you think this will be of interest to them. Have a lovely day. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.